Hello there, welcome to the channel. My name is ImFr3ke, and today is going to be another story time. Not only is this one another story time, but it happened frickin' recently. And not only did it happen recently, but it happened at my work. So, here's another story about my work. I did stories before, once upon a time, about a girl flashing her titties to everybody to get her smoothies. And I had a whole bunch of people, including myself, watch an armed robbery happen across the street at a gas station. There was also, like, apparently gunshots being reported around that area, around my work, and we saw that some guys basically stole a woman's car in the same parking lot. And just a lot of weird stuff happens. There's been some people that came in that are just doped up on heroin that can barely even stand up. There was even a guy standing outside the door about maybe 30 degrees, and he was just sitting there with just a tank top on, and he was on heroin or something, and he was basically sleeping outside with really nothing on. This store is weird. There's a lot of weird shit that happens around here. I don't know why, because it's not that bad of a part of town around here, but a lot of shit happens. So obviously something like this is going to happen today. So I tweeted about it. A lot of you guys were like, holy shit, we need a story time on it. So boom, we're doing it right now. So like I said, I work at a hookah lounge. Everyone comes down and smokes, and we have food, we have coffee, we have smoothies, we have pretty much anything that you'd really want if you want to relax. That's just basically what it is. And we have booth sections that are set up where you can watch TV. Now, during this night, it was actually fairly busy. It was a weekend day. Obviously, something's gonna go down, right? It's a Friday night. Now, the way my boss has this set up is kind of stupid because, one, he has me only at the lounge, and then he has another person that's at the vape shop that's literally only a couple stores down, and he's over there by himself, and he comes over and helps me out, right? So it's about 10:30-ish when this all starts to go down. I see a group of people that come in, and it's like this skinny hipster dude with like the fade-like haircut. It's like super bleach blonde. He has like the big rimmed glasses on. He's probably weighing maybe 110 pounds, maybe at like 5'5", 5'6". He literally looks like a board. Like, I can't see him having any muscle mass whatsoever. It's like he literally just eats vegetables. I'm not knocking on anyone that's a vegan, but that's what he looks like. You know, he's a fucking hipster. That's exactly what he looks like. And I also kind of like, I look him up and down for some reason. I don't know why. I just feel like there's something weird about this guy, something off-putting. He wasn't really saying much at all during this whole situation when he was up at the counter. He had the girls talk to him. One of the girls were pretty attractive, and one of the girls were looking like a gremlin and kind of offended me by the way she looked. Like, she just kind of looked like she was kind of not a nice person. So they were like telling me what flavor they wanted, and I go in the back and I make it for them. I bring it out about 5 minutes later. I set it down. They are in booth 1. We have 4 booths set up, and we have tables on the opposite side of the booths, and then we have a VIP section. So they're sitting in booth 1 while I'm making other hookahs. I'm like stacked up at this time. I gotta make like 4 or 5 plus food orders that I need to do. Yes, I know, I'm the only one here, and then I finally had the other coworker come over from the shop to help me out in the front because my boss is stupid and he for some reason won't hire any more people. I know, it kind of sucks. Anyways, my coworker is taking care of some guys up front. Now these guys are guys that are just party goers, man. They're literally the definition of the people in American Pie that are like jocks and they play football or whatever. They're kind of built. They're maybe like 6'2". They have vapes, so they're the vape guys, and they're just drunk as shit. They're super stoned. I've had them give me money before, saying, "Hey, man, just no here. Something special for you. Here, take this, man. Take this. Take this." And I'm like, well, okay. And he's like, "Yeah, go get yourself something good, man. Yeah, make sure you get high, dude. Go get yourself some weed. You gotta promise me you're gonna go and get high, okay?" And I was like, "Okay, dude." And he's like, "Yeah, man, that's all I need to know. Yeah, have fun." And he would just walk away, right? So they're super nice guys when they would come in. One of them, the guy that gives me money, is always kind of boisterous. He's a little bit more energetic than the other guy. The other guy is a very big bearded man. They're about the same in weight, like maybe 230, pretty stocky, 6'2", maybe a little bit taller than that. They're big guys. And the one's a cuddly bear, and the other one's kind of like a cuddly bear, but he could probably fuck someone up if he wants to, but he's just super nice to me. So they're talking to my coworker, and they evidently order something. My coworker comes in the back, and he says they were laughing about the flavor and what it was called. And I was like, okay, yeah, they do that every single time. It's obvious because they're drunk as shit. They don't remember what they got last time. And for some reason, they always want a mint flavor. So they laugh at the name and blah, 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 blah. And I knew who they were. And right when I'm done making it, for some reason in my head, I'm thinking I probably should make this as quickly as possible. So I barely even clean the hookah at all. I'm just like kind of putting the tobacco in there really, really quickly, lighting the coals up, getting everything ready. And I start bringing it out. I'm looking at the security cameras beforehand just to make sure everything's cool. Looking at the booths, looking at the front, make sure no one else is up there. Making sure my coworker isn't like literally spammed with people up there, right? I'm just being a nice guy. So I go up to the front, and they're sitting at booth 1 with the hipster guy, the cute-looking girl, she's, like, sort of attractive, and then the troll-looking motherfucker, okay? And they're sitting with them. Now, mind you, like I said, they're really talkative guys. They like to go and meet other people, and like I said, they're like American Pie guys. They're like the party goers. They're like, yeah, dude, ha, 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 and they're like that, right? And apparently they're from California or something like that, so they're known to do that sort of thing. So they're talking to people in booth 1. So I was like, okay, there's nothing really weird going on. They're probably just meeting new people like they always do. They do this every time. I go up there and I bring their hookah. And there's a table between 2 booths on each side. So just imagine, the 2 guys are sitting on the left side of the booth, and there's a girl and a guy on the right side of the booth, and then there's a little chair that is right next to my right-hand side, which is facing the TV. So there's a table down, there's already a hookah on the table, and I'm bringing the other hookah for the guys. Now, right when I sit it down, this is where shit went crazy. Okay, so the little fucker, the little hipster guy, basically stands up and starts saying, "You need to let them fucking go. They've been talking so much shit. They keep starting shit with me. They don't even know what the fuck they're saying. They're drunk as shit. Get them the fuck out of here. I want you to kick them out. I've been here for an hour already, okay? You can't kick me out. I've been here for an hour. You need to get those little fuckers out. I'm not even kidding. They could square up with me right now if they want to, but they're talking so much shit." And at this point, I was like, holy shit. What just came out of his mouth? Like, I literally gave him, like, the head turn. I was like, why? Why? And then he looks at me, he's like, "They've been talking so much shit, I want them out of here. I want them out of here right now." And it even shocked me that the other guys were shocked, because the big guys that were sitting with them seemed like they did not understand why this guy was mad. Like, they looked at him and they're like, what? Oh, what? And the big cuddly bear guy is just like, "Okay, man, yeah, man, come here. Yeah, we're just gonna go in the back, man. We're just gonna go in the back." And boy, oh boy, this upset the bigger guy next to the cuddly bear, man. He starts saying, "No, fuck you, dude, fuck you. No, you wanna go, man? You wanna go? You're a little bitch. And then the little fucker just keeps going off. He's like, "You gotta kick him out right now. You need to kick him out. I've been here for an hour. I deserve this spot." And apparently they were fighting over a remote, that they were trying to decide who got the remote and who was gonna put on the music and blah, blah, blah. And apparently the bigger guy said that he was a DJ in California, and apparently they took offense to that or some shit, and he didn't give the remote back and blah, blah, blah. This is how this fight's happened, right? So I pick up the hookah and I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go in the back, guys. Let's go in the back. And they're still exchanging words. The little guy's, like, antagonizing the bigger guy. He's just yelling at the top of his lungs, literally saying anything in the book of swears and just spamming it at him. And mind you, the whole lounge was crowded at this point. So everyone is kind of like staring, and some people are just kind of minding their own business, really. They weren't super loud at this point until shit got real. Now, the little kid must have said something. The little hipster fuck pussy boy must have said something that upset the bigger guy, because he was like, "You gonna fucking go? You wanna fucking do something, man?" And the big guy, I already got the cuddly bear man out of the way. We're already kind of walking to my left, right? So that big guy's there, and then right as the other guy's about to get up, apparently he had the remote in his hand, and he did a side whip, like just a quick snap, and I just see something go flying. I'm like, oh, what the fuck just happened? And you just hear a crack on the kid's face. The little hipster pussy boy gets a big crack on the head with the remote. And mind you, these are one of those Roku remotes, so they're super tiny, they're super flimsy plastic, they're very light, right? And this guy's hammered. So the accuracy that this guy had to do was immense. So when I heard and I saw him throw this, I thought it was his vape mod at first, but it didn't make that loud clunk noise, okay? And it hits the guy in the face. And I even think the big guy gets stunned because he was getting up as he threw it, and I think he meant to hit him in the chest or hit him in the lap or something as like a fuck you, okay, I'm leaving type of thing. But the big guy just stands up. He's like, yeah, man, you want to go? You want to go? Like, he was just like, oh shit, I actually hit him in the fucking head. Holy shit. Like, he was kind of hyped at that point. And the little fuck did not like that whatsoever. He was trying to rush at him. Well, mind you, the table's in the way, so he really couldn't do much. And then my coworker rushes over and has to, like, hold him back. And at this point, I'm trying to get the other big guy out of the way. I'm like, come on, man, let's go. Just forget about it. Ignore him. And I hear my coworker. I, like, look back, and he's, like, saying, dude, sit down. You need to sit down right now. Calm down. He's like, no! He just hit me in the head. He just hit me in the head with the remote. Do you see my head? Do you see what he just did? No, he's a little fucking bitch. Come on, boy. Let's go. Let's fucking go. And he's like freaking out. And then he wants to pick a fight with me and my coworker because apparently we're going to kick this little fucking hipster boy out because he's just antagonizing the whole situation when we're trying to break them up. So he wants to literally fight my coworker at this point. He's like almost like pushing him away from him because he wants to go at the other guy. And he's like, what, man? You want to go too? You're going to take his fucking side? How dare you take his fucking side? I've been here for a fucking hour. And then he throws a remote at my head. How dare you, man? And he's like, dude, you need to calm down. You need to fucking sit down. So at this point, I'm walking the bigger guy back. I'm like patting him on the back. I'm like holding him on his shoulder. I'm like, come on, man. Come on, man. Just ignore him. Just ignore him. You could easily kick his ass if you wanted to, right? And the big guy just looks at me. He's like, you know, man, I really appreciate you, dude. I totally, man, you're such a good guy. I'll always see you around here, man. You're such a good guy, dude. Like, I have your back on everything, man. You're such a good guy. You know what, man? Okay, I got something for you. Wait a sec. I got something for you. And he starts reaching around in his pockets. He just starts reaching around for anything. He's like, you know what, man? Just take everything in my pocket. Just take it all. And it's just like a wad of tens. Just a random wad of tens. It could have been like $100 in ones or any type of bills. But he just hands me a wad of cash, right? And he's like, just take this, man. I was like, seriously, dude? Seriously? And he's like, yeah, man, you're just a nice guy, man. I trust you and everything. You're such a good guy, man. You always make us the best hookahs. You're such a nice guy, man. I'm like, well, thank you, dude. Thank you. And I try, like, pushing him away and trying to make him sit in the back. So I have them at total opposite sides of the building now, right? So the booth one is at the front of the building, and I have him in the VIP section, which is on the total opposite side of the building. They're about probably 50 yards away at this point, right? And the little fucker is still screaming and pacing back and forth at the front of the building. He is walking back and forth, and apparently he's on the phone right now, and he's like calling somebody up, and we thought he was calling the cops immediately. We're like, what the fuck is going on? So my coworker ends up talking to him, and then later on he tells me what's going on. The little fucker's like, I don't know, should I call the cops? What the fuck is going on? I'm so fucking pissed. Do you see my forehead? Do you see what he fucking did? And apparently there's like a lump on his forehead now the size of a Roku remote. I thought it was the fucking hilarious thing in my whole entire world. But my coworker's like, no, dude, don't call the cops on something like this. He's like, my dog bit me the other day worse than your head. And he's like, do I call the cops on my dog? No. You just let it go. It's a playground fight. And the little kid's like, what the fuck? What do you expect me to do? What am I going to get from this, huh? And he's like, what do you want from this? You go home and it heals. He's like, no, man. No, I can't stand this. I can't stand this. So the little fucker goes outside, right? And I'm watching on the cameras. I'm like telling my coworker, we're like, we need to have someone up front just in case this little fucker tries to run at the dude because something's going to go wrong once that happens. It's going to be a whole world star fight where the guy's like twitching, laying on the ground, like literally unconscious and probably has some type of back injury after this. Like, it was a chihuahua fighting against a pit bull at this point. There was 130 pounds at least underweight in this fight, and plus the big guy was drunk and probably high on weed. Like, it was not a fair fight. I'm going to be totally honest. It would have been funny as fuck to watch, and I kind of wanted it to happen, but it would have been unfortunate for the little guy, okay? He's a little pussy, and apparently he's calling people. So he ends up calling his friends over because he thinks that they're going to start a huge brawl because I look outside, I'm like, who are those other guys out there? And I ask my coworker, and he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, I think I know what's going on. I think I know what's going on. So he calls his, like, bigger friends, but they're not even that much bigger. They're, like, their height's a little bit taller, but they're probably still pushing maybe, like, 180. They still have nothing on these guys. These guys could be literally wide receivers in the NFL. Their bodies were so big. So he apparently called his fucking bigger people over, and at this point, I'm, like, kind of stunned. And then I see this little fucker, this little troll come out of nowhere. Apparently, it's the little hipster pussy's little fiance or something. Apparently, that they were, like, getting engaged or something. And she comes up to me, she's like, I can't believe you guys took his side. Like, how do you do that? Like, did you see my boyfriend's fucking head? Do you see his head? He threw a remote at his head. I'm so pissed at you guys right now. And at this point, I'm like, I'm sorry. You need to leave right now. Like, you need to walk away because you're making this situation worse. And I feel like this girl and her friend are probably hyping up the little hipster boy. I literally think at this point they are. And women never get in a fight unless you know how to fight or can hold yourself in a fight, but never get in a fight with a man, especially one that's 250 pounds and 6'2". You never want to be involved with a fight like that. You don't help your boyfriend out. I'm just being honest, unless you want yourself getting laid out as well. So they're like sitting outside. I got the other guys in the back. The other guys in the back are just totally forgot about it at this point. They're like having a good time. They're talking to everybody in the VIP. They're having a good time because that's what they came here to do, you know? So the little guy in the front is just pacing. He's just fucking pacing. He's just so pissed. And he's like glaring at me and my coworker, like giving us like the dirty eye and shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, he would literally wanted to pick a fight with me and my coworker because he thought we were picking his side. And at this point, I was like, I kind of want to go out there and be like, yes, I am picking his side. Now, if you don't fucking leave right now, I am going to call the cops on you for disturbing the peace because you're a fucking little pussy. Now leave. It's a playground little thing that happened and you need to get the fuck out. Okay, if you call the cops on a remote being thrown at your head, you are a pussy. Plain and simple, you are. Imagine how he had to call his friends up for backup. He was probably like, yeah, guys, so this guy, like, was talking shit, okay? And, he just tosses a remote at me. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, wow. Come on. And like, imagine, if you were his friend, would you seriously come to the rescue on that one? Or would you be like, nah, dude, you got this. This is all you. I'm sorry. This is all you. Like, that's what I would be. I'd be like, nah, dude, just walk away, dude. Just leave. Fucking leave. They were here for an hour at this point, and then the guy finally has the balls to call the cops an hour later. Now, I was like, shit. We're kind of fucked. I talked to my coworker. I was like, I think he actually called the cops. My coworker was like, God fucking damn it! This is like the third time this month we've had to call the cops because someone had a car get jacked or something in our parking lot. So it was annoying because now they have to look over the security cameras. They have to come up to us, ask what happened, and I ended up talking to the cops and I told them straight up. I was like, this little boy, this little guy was antagonizing the big guy. It seemed like they were all fun and games until the little one started talking shit. And that's what happened. And I said that literally the big guy threw the remote as a fuck you. Probably didn't mean to hit him in the head, but it happened, and that's all that happened. So apparently the big guy ended up getting a citation, okay? And I guess the little boy wants to press charges because he's being a little bitch over a remote getting thrown in his head. A fucking Roku remote hit him in the head. Can I like what? What? So the rest of the night, we had to deal with cops looking over the cameras to make sure what time it happened, and the little guy was telling the cops that he actually got smacked on the head with it, like the guy stood up and hit him on the head with the remote, even though that didn't happen because I saw him throw it. So the little boy was just telling lies, spreading rumors, and just talking out of his ass like he literally had no idea what the hell was going on, but he wanted to get in a fight. It was literally like you took a treat away from a chihuahua and gave it to the pit bull, and now the chihuahua's pissed. That's exactly what happened. Sure, the little boy should have left, but he didn't. So we had to deal with another half hour after that with the cops and him talking to him, and finally the guy left because the little guy said to the cops, "Oh my god, I was so scared. I thought the guys were gonna come after me and follow me home and like do something when I'm at my house and like I'm so scared. Did you see my head? Did you see my head?" That's how this went down. This whole story is bullshit. To be honest, if the little kid would have started swinging at me, I would have had to lay his ass out. we have a taser somewhere in the building, so I don't know. I feel like this little kid, I wanted him to get knocked out. These are one of the persons that I, like, wish would have gotten hit, because he talks so much shit to a bigger guy. You know you're gonna get laid out. You ain't gonna win in that fight. I'm sorry, 100 and some pounds underweight in this fight is not fair. Don't get in a fight with someone stupidly like this, especially a drunk guy. Not smart. And if this guy ever comes in again, this little short hipster pussy boy, I'm gonna tell him straight up, we don't accept pussies here, bitch. This day, I ended up shutting down every single computer in the whole entire high school. Now, little did I know that once I did this, it kind of sent out like an error message to all of the computers, thinking that their server rack just got completely demolished or something happened.